It is Monday morning, April 6th, 2015, in the moon Sspopiikimi, some right in the middle of the Sspopiikimi some moon, and we've had snow for a couple of days. Yesterday was Easter. John and I are out to do a survey, see if we can figure out one where the weasel's hanging out, and another a bird that was here on Saturday when I was here with some students that we're suspecting now is a solitaire, but we shall see if it's still around. But in any case, just making the walk and see what's new. All right, so we got a different behavior here. A lone goose. A hawk. Yeah, a lone goose, and it looks like a lone drake over there too, hey? Opposite shore. Any case, I would suggest that his missus is sitting on a nest. Yeah, we've got another lone gander here near the beaver lodge. So I'm pretty sure we've got some goose nests out there on the wet meadow. The hawk that John was looking at up this way has flown, but suspecting that it's a red tail. Yeah. We're just by the pump house here on the golf greens, and you see some little tracks. It's probably yesterday's tracks because they're kind of snowed in a little bit, but these could very well be the weasel. You know, it looks like how the weasel would move, coming up this way, standing up to look, 90-degree turn, runs off that way. He visited here.
There's more of this here now. I don't think there was that much when I last played around with that.
Right. Here's a mountain cottontail here, but then more of the weaselly looking tracks as well. Yeah, hard to say. So here in the wide south pool, we've got our first confirmed goose nest going on. She's out there. See if I can get a shot of her. It's just out here, hunkered down on a little island, sitting in her nest. I hear the kingfisher.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, kingfisher's at the river for sure.
I didn't hear it. Maybe we'll see it on the other side.
The pheasant.
Yeah, probably the same one we heard before.
Yeah, geese are nesting now.
Yeah.
Much commotion at the high level bridge today. No sign of the suspected solitaire who was down there in those bullberry bushes by the river yesterday, or Saturday I should say. These guys should also be sitting nests today. Right now it sounds like the drakes are fighting mad. Didn't see too much more on our walk today. Ran into a group of starlings, junco, but never did see that solitaire. Still got to get out there on the wet meadows and check those goose nests. Here the beavers have been working on this one large tree just coming on the walk into the pond, and we're thinking it won't be too long before they knock this sucker over, right over the walk, I'm betting.
There's still some viable bark, but not even a tenth.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna come back and finish this guy off. We'll see.
Yeah, something been around there, but I don't know if it was the beaver.
No. So I just went to drop John off at home, but decided to swing back over here to the pond quick. I'm really curious about the goose nests on the wet meadows, and even though I'm struggling to be out here because I'm having an allergy kind of a day for some reason. I don't know what it is that I'm allergic to, but my eyes are watering, my nose is running, and which is why I'm not wearing my contact lenses. I'm wearing glasses today. But all the same, even though I'm suffering and I'd like to go home, take care of my face, I am very curious about the geese. If they're already incubating here, then I want to know so that I can time it to start looking out for when the goslings have arriving, or at least I'll know if I can keep an eye on the nests, how long they've been sitting on them. So yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick walk on the wet meadows and do a little survey before I go home. Just noting here that there are duck tracks leading in and around this brush here, and this is a place where I've actually seen mallards nest in the past in this particular spot of brush, so it could be, doesn't hurt to look where I'm seeing these duck tracks to see if I can find maybe any mallard egg caches. If I do find some, I'll let you know, but definitely they've been in here checking out the area, probably looking at the very least for where they're thinking they might nest. Okay, I didn't find any mallard caches, but I am out here in the cattail area where there is a lone mallard drake and a lone gander, goose gander. So I expect to come across perhaps mama goose out this way somewhere. I don't know if you can see them in there. It's very hard for me to see in the LCD in the screen here. There he is, the gander. So his lady should be out here somewhere. This is one of the areas that always has a nest each year, and I suspect the same couple. They usually don't bring it to term just because she doesn't use an island, but this year it looks like there is a pretty sizable island over here that maybe she could be using. The beavers have been doing a lot of work making canals and such, and they have created a scenario here where there is a good island. So you can see right here this good water separation, and that being the case, there she is, just as suspected. Mama goose sitting on a nest, and pretty much invisible from the other side, from the west pathway up there. You would not be able to see her, but from back on this side you certainly could. However, she's still pretty camouflaged, and she's got a very good bit of water surrounding her, so she's going to be just fine. I think she'll be good. All right, so we'll just call this the North Pond Nest, or the Cattail Island Nest. That'd be good. Cattail Island Nest is what I'll call her. And she could have started, she might have started today, but she might have started yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. Saturday morning I was here, and she definitely hadn't started by then. So I'm thinking to count from yesterday, April 28th, or April 5th, which was Easter, exactly. And I'll count from there, 28 days out. That would bring it to May 3rd. And so, which happens to be my birthday, I think is going to be the birthday of some goslings, because she is nice and protected out on this island. Okay, I'm here behind the Sspopiikimi now, and once I cross the canal here, or maybe it'll be the next canal. This is like one of the canals to the sub pond. There's a larger canal over that way for the sub pond, and I think probably somewhere either right in here, or there goes some mallards. Right in here, or after crossing the next canal, is when I'll run into what are Adrian and I's, Mahoney and I's favorite Goose couple, Sspopiikimi couple, long-time residents here, and the ones that really trained us initially in phenology of this place. But we'll see. It was looking like there was another drake hanging out here at the entrance of this canal, and usually that is where our favorite couple likes to nest. And if so, that drake will probably be pretty defensive. He always has been. So I'll keep my eyes out. Hey, you can see here's the sub pond here, and actually the water is pretty deep here in this beaver canal, but there's also a lot of water on the other side. I think I'm going to have to skirt around the back of the sub canal, or sub pond, and come back this way rather than try to cross this canal today. Plus this is the area where she usually nests, and it's all underwater right now. So I wouldn't doubt if she's at some alternate area, and if I was even getting anywhere close, and it's the couple I'm thinking about, her drake would be here by now, hammering me. So I'm going to move around to the other side of the canal and look on that edge. All right, I am on the other side now, and I just saw somebody over here duck down close to the water's edge. I don't know if that's the gander keeping an eye on me, or if it's the goose in her spot, or if it's just a duck or something, who knows. Mallard just peeking in. Hard to say. I'm going to try to walk out as best I can. Like, all of this is flooded, and there are canals, and so just going to try not to end up sinking in. See if I can find out whether or not there is actually anybody out here. Boy, this is pretty flooded. If she is out here, she's guarded, because I'm gonna go in above my gum boots pretty quick. Yeah, I'm not seeing her, but it doesn't mean she's not out here somewhere. Although this would not be a good place to be nesting right now because of the high water. And maybe that what I saw ducking down was just my imagination. I don't know. Curious. Lots of activity, both mallard and goose out here on the wide south pool right now. I'm just trying to pay attention. It's hard with the snowfall here. Make sure I don't step on any egg caches. hopefully they will have come around over the last 24 hours, so there'll be some sign of disturbance if I do come across any potential eggs. They should be caching their eggs by now, so. Alright, I did not find any more nests on the wet meadows or even egg caches, though I know they're there somewhere. Out here though, in the south pool below the duck blind, it looks like this couple has a stake claimed on this little island here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they end up nesting out here. And let me look through my binoculars and see if the goose is back on her nest out that way. John was saying the one we were looking at by the peninsula wasn't there when he went back when he was going around that side and I was going through the Owlwood, but I don't know. I kind of think I'll have to look through my binoculars. It's too hard to see with this viewfinder, but she should be right in there. Oh yeah, that one is still there for sure. See if I can find her in the viewfinder now. Alright, if I go down here, cut over a little bit, there she is. Right in there, sitting in her nest, being a good mama. So, alright, so we definitely have 2 nests for sure identified. Probably she had just got off to go eat something when John walked by. He looked with his binoculars, said he didn't see anything, but that's not strange because when they go to eat, they cover up the nests. So definitely got 2 nests. We got the Cattail Island nest and the Peninsula Island nest. So that's 2 so far, and I'll continue to survey. I'm thinking the timing for both of those would probably be May 3rd for hatching if they get that far, which is not always likely. For out of the 7 or 8 years that Mahoney and I have been coming down here watching things, I think the majority of the time, maybe one of these nests survives all the way to term, maybe 2 some years, but for the most part, one way or another, the predators get to them, whether they're avian predators or otherwise. And this is something too, like whether or not the survival occurs often depends on how aggressive the drake is and whether or not you got a good husband. If you don't got a good defensive husband like this one, the Peninsula Island goose out here sitting in her nest, where's her drake? You know, he should be out there beside her, because if something comes along, he needs to defend her. That's where our favorite couple from the canal, from the Sspopiikimi canal, that's where they always had it over the others, because she has a really defensive drake, and I don't know if they're back this year or not. We'll have to I'll just have to continue to keep watching, see if they return to that area or whether they choose a different area. But yeah, a good drake will stand by his wife all 28 days, all 4 weeks, and defend her. Some of these geese got shoddy husbands that are shy, stay back and out of harm's way, or they just disappear, you know, for big chunks of the day. That's no good. Alright, so now I feel like I have closure on the goose nesting situation, at least for the pond side, not necessarily the river nests, but I like to monitor the pond ones more closely anyway because they're so much more easy to access, although I'm sure I will take another walk or 2 out to the river nests and see what's happening there. So yeah, I'm done for the day and be back out here tomorrow night, hopefully with some students.